Good morning, everybody. It's me, Barb Katie. It's so good to be here with you today. It's been a lovely start to a brand new week, and I always look forward to Mondays because I know I'm going to be spending some time with you. Uh, Today, I'd like to share with you through a few thoughts that have been running through my head um, this week. In no particular order, I just have been thinking about how I can best communicate with you and how you can best communicate with me. And one of the ways that we have found that works well for us is here in our empowering group, taking the time to check in with each other in a variety of ways. Sometimes it's with mimes, with special messages, with a report on what we've been doing this week. Sometimes it's sharing a video, whatever. We've found a lot of different ways to stay in touch. Face-to-face communication, I still think, is probably the best. And over the weekend, I was able to spend some time with some special friends, one-on-one, face-to-face, in person, and just have a good old-fashioned conversation with them and share some giggles and share some fond memories and just reconnect in a wonderful way. And that led me to think about the language we use when we try to communicate effectively with each other, and sometimes how the very choice of words can block our ability to be effective communicators and really make a connection that we're trying to make with other people. And that took me all the way back to when I was in grade school and I was beginning to learn grammar and the English language. And when I first started out, things were pretty simple. Uh, we had first person pronouns, which were basically I and me, or we and they. Second person pronouns that use the word you. And then we had um, basically third person pronouns like he, she, we, him, her, they, and it. And now our language has expanded to more closely define things. And we have a lot of neopronouns as well that many people are beginning to use to really refine how they see themselves in terms of gender for uh, some instances. There's Z, I, the, me. It's new to me, but it's something that I can certainly learn and embrace to enable better understanding. I think for the most part, though, most of us tend to use first person and second person pronouns more than any others in terms of trying to share thoughts with each other. I share personal experiences with you, I being a first person pronoun, you being a second person pronoun. Uh, and we talk every week about feelings, actions, activities, successes, obstacles, all kinds of topics. We talk about foods we enjoy, foods we don't enjoy, whatever. And the pronouns we choose to use sometimes make the communication one that is more receptive and people will respond to better. And sometimes the use of another pronoun can really be off-putting to people. One of the things that I will admit to you is I tend to bristle when someone tells me what to do. I've been that way since a child. I had a little stubborn streak. And one of the things that my mom always did was give me choices and explain the consequences for the choices, but empower me to make my own choice. Uh, she very rarely forbade me to do anything. She very rarely said to me, nor did my dad, Barbara Ann, don't you do that. Instead, whatever the situation was, they would say, well, you need to look at it this way. If you do this, you will probably get this result, and this will be the consequence of that result. If you take this course of action, this will probably happen, and this will be the result, and this will be the consequence. What they both tried to tell me was, and I learned it very clearly from them, is I am responsible for the choices I make. And I cannot put my choices off onto other people and excuse my own behaviors, my own choices, my own correct steps, my own missteps. I can't push them off onto someone else. I have to own what I do and hopefully learn from it and grow through it. And that's been really, really helpful to me as my life has evolved. And it was the same message I tried to give my sons, that this is your choice. These are your responsibilities, and these will probably be the outcomes of the choices you are going to be making, and you need to own them. And if you're willing to pay the price for something, go ahead and make the choice. Just be aware that you are being proactive in that way in your life. I find that to be really helpful in almost every aspects of our lives. I listen to us a lot of times when we're talking with each other, and some of us like to scold each other. We'll say, you should not do that. You should do that. Or this is all on you. Back off. Be a little more gentle. Be a little more kind. Instead, choose your pronouns differently. Relate a personal experience. I found that when I did this, I experienced this consequence, this result from the choices I made. I feel. We all own our feelings, and we can be honest about our feelings with each other in a non-judgmental way that does not negate the other person in any way. In fact, can actually uplift the other person, because we can always ask the other person, I have experienced this. What have you experienced in a similar situation? Can we discuss that? And perhaps we can help each other find different choices that we might be able to make the next time we are put into that situation, resulting in growth for everybody involved. And most importantly, not accusation, not of poor judgment or thoughtlessness or whatever. One of the things that I love about our group is, for the overwhelming majority of the time, we are very respectful of each other's feelings. We should never find ourselves saying something like, well, you shouldn't feel that way. Well, I do, and it's my feeling, and I have a right to feel the way I feel. Don't try to put your response to a situation onto someone else. Each of us has our own history, our own triggers, our own backstory that leads us sometimes to respond in certain ways. And it's important that we feel comfortable being able to express how we feel in any given moment. How do I feel when I step on the scale at Chapter and have a loss when I was probably anticipating a gain. Euphoria, happiness, surprise, elation. Lucky duck are you, Barbara? Just happiness. How do I feel some days when I have really been focusing in, making sure that I stayed on track and worked my plan to the very best of my ability, and I step on the scale and the number indicates that I have not maintained nor lost any weight, that I have gained. I probably feel let down, confused, upset, frustrated, somewhat angry and irritated. I have a right to own those feelings, look at them, examine them, and decide what I can do different, what I can learn from the experience. I don't need you to tell me I shouldn't feel the way that I'm feeling. I need you to say, okay, thank you for sharing your feelings with me. What do you see in this picture? Perhaps expectations were a little bit high. Maybe there was something else going on that you didn't factor into the equation. But be that aside, what can you do to get yourself to a point to continue your journey? How can I help you overcome the feelings that might be blocking your attempt at trying again and making good progress next week? And yes, going to Chapter and weighing in is not the end all be all of attending a meeting. Sometimes being present with other people who are on the journey with you, whether you have weight on the scale or not, is most important. Mrs. Mann's, is one of her quotes that I treasure dearly to this very day was, "We cannot help people if they do not attend the meeting." And that is so true. So we always want to make it a welcoming, supportive environment for everyone who comes to the meeting. For me, very often, the hardest time to attend a meeting is when I know the results in numbers may not be what I'm hoping to achieve. But I need that meeting probably the most to go when I feel that the outcome might not be the one I wanted. I need to talk with people, get things put back into perspective, get some distance on it, and renew my determination to continue making the effort and learning as I go, discarding what is not working, embracing new things that might be more helpful, and continuing those things that I've found that do work. I also need to have the opportunity very often to be able to express to other people exactly how I'm going about what I'm doing and what my next goal may be. How can you help me achieve a goal if I never communicate to you what that goal might be? Right now, one of my goals, having gone to the doctor and gotten what I consider to be a wonderful report, is to make an effort to make sure that those many numbers that are health parameters in so many different areas continue to be within a range that is defined as healthy for someone my age. I was delighted. I want to continue to be as healthy as I possibly can be. That's a really important goal to me. I'm not ever perhaps going to leap tall buildings at a single bound, but that certainly doesn't mean that I can't be the best version of myself in all aspects. And if you've noticed during our conversation, as I've tried to share thoughts with you, I have chosen to share them primarily in the first person. I am me, you are you, and we are together in this journey. And I prefer nouns to pronouns when talking with everyone, simply because I like to be called by my own name. My name is Barb. I like to call you by your names as the individuals, unique and special that you are. And I'm honored every single day in every single way to be able to share your knowledge and your input and your encouragement as I put one foot in front of the other on this journey that is a lifetime of living the healthiest life I possibly can. So with that note, thank you for being you. Thank you for being available and a part of my neighborhood. And I will talk to you later. Bye for now.